Calculate coefficient of variation based on the following information. So for project A and project B, they have given us the cash flows and the probabilities. We have to work out the coefficient of variation. Now, coefficient of variation, we know it will be risk divided by return, right? That's the formula to get the coefficient of variation, right? So what exactly we understand as risk? We understand risk as the standard deviation. So we will find the standard deviation of the expected net cash flow, while the return is nothing but the expected net cash flow. So all these cash flows which are given, we will multiply with their corresponding probabilities and then take the total. So that will be your expected net cash flow, which for CV we will understand as return. And then in the earlier question, we had seen that how we can work out the standard deviation. So accordingly, we will work out the standard deviation. So let's do it. It's a simple question, no doubt about it. Let's get the expected net cash flow first. We say determination of expected net cash flow. In that we say project A, and then we say expected net cash flow equals to 10,000 into its probability plus 12,000 into its probability plus 14,000 into its probability plus 16,000 into its probability plus 18,000 into its probability. So that will be your expected net cash flow for project A. The same thing we will then repeat for project B. So for project B, expected net cash flow will be 26,000 into its probability, 22,000 into its probability, 18,000 into its probability, 14,000 into its probability, and 10,000 into its probability, right? So get it? Yes, let's do it. 10,000 into 0.1, press M plus. 12,000 into 0.2, M plus. 14,000 into 0.4, M plus. 16,000 into 0.2, M plus. And 18,000 into 0.1, M plus. I'm getting 14,000. Yes, next we do 26,000 into 0.1 M plus, 22,000 into 0.15 M plus, 18,000 into 0.5 M plus, 14,000 into 0.15 M plus, 10,000 into 0.1 M plus. So that I am getting as 18,000. Okay, 18,000. Great. Let's get the standard deviation now. We say computation of standard deviation. Let's call this as the risk. Okay. We have project A, net cash flow expected net cash flow probability, net cash flow minus expected net cash flow whole square into the probability. Similarly, project B, net cash flow, expected net cash flow probability, net cash flow minus expected net cash flow whole square into the probability. Right? Good. So what you should be doing is you should be copying these figures now. 10,000, 12,000, 14,000, 16,000 and 18,000. Your expected net cash flow is 14,000. And your probabilities, copy those two, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.2, 0.1. Right, so we just copy the information. Similarly, the other side also. Project B, yes. 26,000, 22,000, 18,000, 14,000, 10,000. This is 18. Copy the probabilities, 0.1, 0.15, 0.5, 0.15, 0.1. Okay. Let's do the work. We say standard deviation sigma equals to summation of NCF minus expected NCF whole square into the probabilities. We should take its square root. Okay. So below that we say project A standard deviation equals to project B standard deviation equals to, right? We are just preparing the formats for everything. And then they wish that we work out the coefficient of variation, isn't it? So then we say determination of coefficient of variation, CV. Okay. Below that we say CV equals to risk divided by return. So this is equal to standard deviation divided by expected net cash flow. And then we say here project A, CV equals to, and on the side you can say here project B, CV equals to. If you see the expected net cash flow that we have already determined, 14,000 and 18,000. So you can even do that also over here. We can say that whatever is the standard deviation, it will be divided by 14,000. And whatever is the standard deviation here, it will be divided by 18,000. So that is how I'm going to get my CV. Okay. They haven't asked us, but we will solve this in a full-fledged manner. We even say recommendation. Right, we will even say recommendation. Remember the rule When you work out the CV, you will say lower the CV, comma, more desirable is the project. Okay, and that's how I'll give my recommendation. So what we have really done is we have set the, what we can say, we have set the stage, So the stage is set. All that is now necessary are the workings. And I'm pretty sure that that is something that you will definitely be able to calculate. So I'm leaving it to you now. Pause the video and complete it. So this is how your calculations will look like. For project A, we are calculating the standard deviation first. This is your statistical calculations. The sum total for project A is 48 lakhs and project B is 1 crore 76 lakhs. As far as standard deviation is considered, you are supposed to take its square root. Yeah, in case if you want to see these calculations, you may pause the video here. These are your calculations. And sorry. This is the standard deviation and then the coefficient of variation. The standard deviation will be divided by the expected net cash flow. For project A, we are getting 0.1565, while for project B, we are getting 0.2331. Okay, 0.2331. Lower the CV, more desirable is the project. So we are recommending project A.